didn't hit a single headshot outside of that honor, but you forced cooldowns, you forced deflect, you forced recall, you forced them out, you forced them to play defensively, and that was all that your team needed to win the fight. And so I think here, your positioning is not bad. I just think you could be abusing this more. And that's a good general mindset for Widow, especially if you're not like playing actively for a duel. Your mindset should instead be, I'm going to find the best sightline for me to zone off the enemy team that will provide team value for my team. For example, me being here just makes it incredibly hard for them to do any damage to the rest of my team. So I'm actually... it's like the idea, have you ever heard of like, cover me, right? Like in combat, that's really what you're doing. You're making it really scary for anybody else to try and damage your team. You're peeling your team. You kind of see what I'm saying? Okay, so again, proximity, right? Like, I think initially pushing up there, given the fact that you pop sites early, was reasonable. But like, we're at a point in time now where, like the previous Soldier VOD review, this doesn't make any sense. This is not what your hero is good at. If you get forced into a short sightline flank shot, then sure, take it. But it should cost the enemy team something. This is the easiest dive in the world for the enemy team.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So then consider, let's think positioning here. Now, obviously, the enemy Widow does complicate things. But what do you think?
I could play around statue.
Here? Yeah, you could. It might take some time, but if you could get there, maybe like around the back way, I think this would be a good sightline here, right? This looks good to me. You could right now grapple up here, right?
Yeah.
Venomine the floor. Now Genji might dash you, but again, it would be an overextension. Either he kills you, one-shots you, or he dies. There's no in between, right? And he doesn't like that very much, right? And you'd be able to, again, remember the like the cover me idea. You would be able to cover your team from this angle, right? I think this angle here is risky if you don't know where the Widow is, but it's maybe something that you can hold scope here and then just expect her to peek out here. You kind of see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's a lot of angles that are safer and more valuable than where you are right now, because it's not just the safety we're concerned about, it's the efficiency and efficacy of what you're doing. Just like back here, whereas this angle was, or even I guess to a lesser extent, this angle was more dangerous for you, it also did less, right, than an angle like this in here. We can have our cake and eat it too. And I think you're thinking that right now, but it's not important enough for you to actually change your positioning, and that's a problem. And I mean, obviously this is silly, right? Especially into this composition. And the funny thing is too, is I don't even know if you know that their Widow's dead. Yeah, so it's just a little bit unlucky timing. Like, you go for a grapple shot, but I would even say, like, is the priority right now the Widow duel, even if this Widow is alive?
No, it's me not getting dived.
Right. Look at these guys, right? Now that's how you use your grapple if you're playing in a sniper mirror, right? With no dive threats, but this is silly. And so like this right here, for example, I don't love this. I don't love this. Why? Well, it's not just the fact that you're using grapple, it's the fact that you're grappling and then consider the proximity, right? You're on top of the enemy team. Now, if that was your only option, maybe it's okay. But what other options did you have here?
Like just staying where I'm at right now, kind of a bit to the right.
Or
I guess.
Yes, exactly. You could stay to the right. Or if you want to be really greedy, okay, this is something that Widow isn't very good at compared to a hero like Sojourn, but it's something that you can do. You could peek aggressively, like go for a crazy aggressive play right here, but then you'd be able to grapple away if you get pressured. You kind of see him? So instead of grappling in aggressively, walk aggressively, then grapple defensively, right? I don't even think that's necessary here, but it's something to consider. It would be better than what we're doing right now. And the problem here is because, like, look at how close you are. Do you see how fast they're moving, right? Obviously,
yeah, with
right?
Lucio and Kitsune.
It's impossible. And again, look at the proximity, right? It's so hard to hit these shots. This would be so much easier if you were just a little bit further away, smaller flicks, right? Smaller flicks. I mean, this is it, right? Like, look at this. This is delightful right here. If they stay fighting here, throw out the Venomine there. Huh. Nice. There it is. That's good. Huge value. Huge value. One body shot and a recall. Love it. Should have hit that shot. I mean, this feels like rough, but the funny thing is you're still doing things, right? You're still hitting body shots. I mean, both the Genji and the Tracer are 1 HP thanks to you. So as bad as this feels right now, you're still doing things. If you lose this fight, it's not your fault. This is fine. This is like, I need to contribute, otherwise this fight is lost. So I don't care if I use my grapple aggressively. Maybe I die, maybe I don't, but at the very least there's a chance we win, right? Oh! 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 Nice! 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 Never in my life have I seen a Widow hit so many body shots. Aw, dear. Ah! Yeah. Never in my life have I seen so many body shots that might actually win a fight, you know? I mean, seriously though, like, I'm joking aside, this is good. This is obviously not good. This makes you more fragile and more, a lot harder to dive, right? Or a lot harder to hit shots, right? So, okay, there you go. Thankfully that Winston kind of ignores you. Ignore the Winston bubble. Nice. The body shot bandit at it again. Nice. Good, run, 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 run. Probably be careful about scoping there. I know it's like, oh, but because when you scope, you don't 80-80 strafe, so that Reaper could just one-shot you. So just be careful.
Honestly, I was just dead, so I wanted to trade and at least get Diana.
Gotcha, gotcha. I think you were fine. You're still at full HP. But okay, what a weird fight. I think you actually did a lot. But it's kind of funny because you were bullied into doing what you should have been doing previous to that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You ended up holding a sightline for a long time at a long sightline while holding your grapple, and you ended up doing a lot. You did a lot of pressure on the Genji, you did a lot of pressure on the Tracer, and then as the fight moved up, you moved up as well. And you didn't hit a single headshot outside of that Ana, but you forced cooldowns, you forced deflect, you forced recall, you forced the mount, you forced them to play defensively, and that was all that your team needed to win the fight. So, more of that. Ooh, okay. I guess the hard shots are just your specialty, you know? I would probably throw Venomine here, just for fun. Ah, come on now. You could, again, it's like, here's the problem. If you hit the shot, obviously, yay, congratulations, right?
Yeah.
But it is such a high risk. And if it goes poorly, then you are just a non-factor the rest of the fight, because where would you want to be positioned if this doesn't work? Where would you want to go? Look at the fight location.
Oh, like top right, but I don't have grapple.
Yeah. Maybe like top right and peek out here. Maybe even you just scope like a trillion miles away here and zone everybody out here, right? Maybe you're like,
yeah.
Like you've played up against Widows here. When a Widow's here, it makes it actually kind of really awkward for the defending team, right? To like,
yeah,
they can't, because they can't hold high ground, they can't push here. But see now, what are you doing now? What are you going to be? Run, Rudolph, right? And now, and you're still being pressured, you're still being pressured, you're still being pressured, you're still being pressured. There's your grapple, there's your grapple, there's your grapple. It's been a 4v5, you know?
Yeah.
So, obviously, if they've got beat and primal, I don't know how much you would have been able to done this fight anyway, but at least there would have been a threat of setting your feet and getting a kill. The problem is that you've not been able to set your feet and get a kill at all. At all. And that was because of the grapple up here. Now, let's rephrase this question, because I don't want this to be passive vibing, never going aggressive. What if this was a comp with no mobility at all? What do you think about this play?
Well, it depends on if they have snipers or not. Like, if they had a Widowmaker, I wouldn't pick this.
Okay.
But otherwise, I think this is fine.
Okay, right. Because why? Because what's going to happen? You miss this shot, you drop. What's going to happen? Are they going to chase?
No.
No.
They have no mobility.
So they won't chase, so then you will have time to do what?
Position myself.
Position yourself. Right. So you go for aggression as long as that aggression does not compromise your ability to position yourself in a good sightline as Widow. That's the mistake here. It's not, oh, you use grapple aggressively. That's bad. No. No, it was bad because they were going to dive you. They kept you on the back foot. You were a non-factor this entire fight. That's what's bad.